Hello, gorgeous. I wanted to just get on here because I've been watching a lot of content from older YouTubers, people just uploading their first videos and just having the trajectory of their channels change. They're Gen Xers, older millennials, and it just really inspired me because if you don't know, I've started my channel about 4 or 5 years ago. And I was really fired up, but then once I started posting and noticing just the content that I had consumed myself, there weren't a lot of creators in my age range that were creating the type of content that I wanted to create and that looked like me and that I could relate to. I just noticed that a lot of the content that I was consuming were younger women who were in their 20s, some of them from their college dorms, showing us how to do, hair tutorials, how to do makeup, lifestyle content. And it was just really hard to relate. Like, it was entertainment, and I definitely saw the value in it. And I had my faves that I subscribe to and I watch, and a lot of them I still enjoy. Right now, I'm a 44-year-old woman, and things are changing. Like, my skin is starting to change. My kids are adults now, and I'm going through life changes where I recently lost my mom, and I'm just reassessing life and what's important to me, and I'm going through this stage of change. So I wanted to come on here just to have a fresh start and approach my channel in a different way now than I did before. One of the reasons that I'm here is just being so inspired by seeing all of these older content creators just really pushing to start. If you're over 40, over 50, over 60, because our voices are needed. And then also my daughters are so amazing. They're just really special young women. I approached my parenting with them with being honest and just really talking to them, because I came up in an era where kids were just, they're seen but not really heard, and there wasn't a lot of conversation about changes in life and all of those things that you go through, and I wanted them to just be prepared for that. So I've always been honest with them, always talked to them, always try to understand, even though the era that they grew up in was different from what I grew up with. They just really inspired me to get on here and just share what I have, like just the way that I talk to them. They, said that there are people out there, young women and even women my age, that, don't have that sister or auntie or girlfriend or, parent that imparts that wisdom on them. And I don't know, like, I don't want to get emotional, but they're just so special. They just told me that they just love hearing me speak and that they love hearing the things that I have to say. And there's just nothing more rewarding as a mom to hear your children tell you how valuable you are, and your views and experiences are valuable and helpful, and that they really just feel that the things that you tell them would be helpful to someone else, and just really encouraging about getting out there and sharing that wisdom. So that's why I wanted to get on here today, just to throw my little hat in the ring. I watched all these videos about why you should start over 40, and this video is as much for me as it is for you, and I just hope that it inspires someone the way that all of these different creators have inspired me. And I just kind of want to memorialize it, like have this video as something even for myself to go back and look at and just remind myself of why I'm doing this and why I started. So one of the reasons is going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, is that when you're over 40, you have life experience, and as you get older and older, you get more and more experience. So I know that we have something authentic to say. There are a lot of content creators who do a lot of life-changing content, a lot of glow-up content, a lot of restarting, starting over, and stuff like that. But there's just a bit different point of view that comes with age, when you've literally had to start over, when you thought that your life was going in one direction and then you had to pivot in a whole other direction, when you've had to completely change a career after you've established something for a significant amount of time. So there's just something that goes along with that experience that you have to impart on younger people. I was just like looking at a lot of the content. A lot of times it's just copy, paste, repeat. Not to knock the younger folks, but there's just a lack of authenticity that sometimes comes with the content, to where you're giving advice on things that you haven't actually experienced yet. And not that younger people don't experience things, as you definitely do. In my 20s, I had experienced a lot. Life was not easy for me. I had something to offer and knowledge to impart even at that age. But hindsight 2020, when you get into your 40s and older and you're able to really reflect, because I don't know, I just feel like I went through a lot of things in my 20s, but I didn't really have the time to sit there and reflect on things. I was really just on fight or flight mode, just trying to make it through the day. And now that I'm in my 40s and I'm able to just really think about those things that I went through, it just hits different. So we definitely have that experience that we have to share, that I think that could be valuable. Also, just about not gatekeeping, just going back to kids being seen, not heard. We also weren't told a lot, and we had to learn a lot of things on our own. So why not learn from people that have already lived life and experienced things and hardships, and have the scraped up knees and the sore from falling on it 100 times? Learn from my mistakes. I'm always telling my daughters that, learn from my mistakes. I've made every mistake that you're going to make throughout your life. Let me impart that wisdom on you so that you don't bump your head as many times as I had to. Then also, there's room and there's space. Although I love to watch younger influencers, I love to see the women my age and older giving life advice, and also getting, you know, fashion tips from them. There's that modest thing going on, so that 20-year-olds are dressing what would be perceived as a little bit older. So we will wear a lot of the same clothes, but your style changes as you get older. So I love to find, you know, people that are in my age range that I can get, you know, those makeup tips. When you start to get wrinkles and your makeup application has to change, you know, it's nice to have older, you know, women that have gone through it or are going through it to give advice. It's like we've been in the trenches and had to crawl our way back up from rock bottom, and you know, learn things the hard way. And then another reason why I feel like you should definitely start a YouTube or any type of content creation. I know I'm like talking about YouTube because we're on YouTube, but I feel like content creation across any of the social media platforms, just pick your poison. It could be valuable in any of those settings. But another thing is there's a potential to have an additional or new main source of income. We see all these younger folks going straight from their parents' house into this big, huge mansion, never having to live in a small apartment and work your way up and do all of those things. And they're smart for that. They're taking advantage of it and running with it. So there's also that opportunity for us who are over 40. And it's something that we really should think about, because retirement plans are not retiring. As we get older and closer to retirement age, it's scary. Watching YouTube, I've seen all these videos of people being laid off from their jobs and not having anything to fall back on, and retirement not paying, you know, what it needs to for this cost of living, because the cost of living is astronomical. I live in California, and it's crazy how much home costs are, and rent, utilities, food, everything is just, it's insane. I feel like at this point you need something additional to contribute to your retirement plan. You know, pension plans from jobs are not doing like what they used to for our parents and stuff. So it's like you need additional income sources, just to know that once you get to that age when the body is not body like it is right now, that you have things to cover your medical expenses, and to not feel like you're a burden on your children, and just to be able to take care of yourself in that old age, or be able to afford someone to take care of you and be able to afford your housing costs and expenses, because everything's just going to keep going up. It's not going to become all of a sudden more affordable. The cost of living is just going to keep on the rise, and we need to be prepared for that. So, like I said before, younger people have been changing the trajectory of their lives for years now, so why not us do it too? We have something to give in this world as well. Then another reason is you get to learn a new skill. Watching people get older, and even myself, is like you've got to do things to keep your brain sharp. I just learned that when people retire and they're not doing something else to replace that work and have that thing that's challenging them every day to get up every day to go and do, that they start to decline. So just as we get older, it is really important to learn new skills and to keep the mind sharp and to keep moving, keep challenging yourself, and also to have a creative outlet, because our life doesn't have to always just center around our work and taking care of our children and just trying to thrive. Like, we need that creativity. Doing a YouTube, you'll have to learn the technology. You'll have to learn how to use the lighting. You'll have to learn how to use your phone. You'll have to learn how to use a camera. You'll have to know how to upload. You need to learn all these things that will challenge your mind to keep going. And then as part of that, with the learning curve of technology, you're combining that creativity of getting on there, making the videos, thinking about what you're gonna say, scripting it out, planning your content. So it really just hits in multiple ways that I think are beneficial for as we age and get older, to keep us sharp. And then also just, I'm struggling like right now. I'm going to edit the hell out of this video, so you are not going to see how much I'm struggling, but it really will help you to become a better speaker. Unless you're just a world-renowned public speaker, the average person doesn't just get on camera and speak to people. Training yourself in this way is very odd. Like, I'm sitting right now in front of my camera and I'm speaking to you. I know that I'm speaking to you, but I don't have a face in front of me, and I'm trying to not drift off because I have the tendency for my eyes to float off. I'm trying to find what I want to say in a way that makes sense and is coherent. But I'm trying to keep focused on looking at this lens, trying to have that eye contact with not a person but a lens, and also speaking at the same time. It really is a skill that I want to get better at, and I want to challenge myself to become more proficient in. So that's another benefit of a skill that you can work on with making a YouTube channel and recording videos. Another reason I think over 40 it is a great idea, and why you should start your YouTube channel, is it can be a really big confidence boost. I really took for granted like all the comments that I got in the videos that I did in the past. I just went back and looked at a lot of the comments that I didn't even know were there because I completely just abandoned my channel. All y'all that were in the video a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, you just don't know how much what you said touched me, and how much just watching those videos of older people recording and telling you just start now, but also just seeing just all the love that I got from the comments on those older videos. Even though I felt awkward and I looked at the videos, and I'm probably gonna look at this video right now and feel like I look awkward, but it doesn't matter. It's just about starting, and I'm trying to be my most authentic self, and I'm probably not, but I know that it's also a skill, like going back to learning a skill. I know that over time I will get better and I'll get more comfortable with the camera, looking into this lens. But just going back to all the comments, it really helped. Like, it really touched my heart and my spirit, especially where I'm at right now. I can share a lot later. I know you didn't come here for that, so I won't get into my whole diatribe of what's going on in my life and the changes that I'm going through, but it really did touch me. So if you're over 40 and you're on the fence or second guessing yourself, just stop all the internal lies and all the self-deprecating talk, or feeling embarrassed, or whatever those things are that are holding you back from doing it, because there really are some awesome people out there in the world. Even if you don't find them within your immediate circle and within your tribe, you'll just put the video out there and your people will find you. And that's something that I really, wish, hindsight 2020, I would have resonated with more, was, maybe they're not all there right when you put the content out there, but they'll find you and they'll come. And it's amazing when you get that feedback. So it really does boost your confidence. It helped boost my confidence to sit on here right now today, even as awkward as I feel, as uncomfortable as I feel. It was y'all that did it. If you're watching, I don't know, it's been a long time, and maybe If you commented and you unsubscribed by now, I probably would have. Well, no. I don't know. There's people that I've subscribed to and I'm still subscribed and they haven't posted in years, but I'm still just hanging on for hope that they'll upload a video someday and I'll be there. But I just wanted to say that as far as boosting confidence, and you know, it really is helpful and it really is meaningful. So if you're on the fence, just think of it in that way. Just shutting off that negative talk and the naysayers and just not caring. And once you see yourself on that camera and post that video and start to get that feedback, or even the negative feedback, I feel like at this age we've been through so much. Some stranger online shouldn't stop us from doing anything, and that's probably the benefit of getting older. I remember when I was younger and I would look up at older people and they just had that I don't care type of attitude. That was something I like, zero given. I wanted that. So yeah, just do it. Then that boosting confidence just flows right into the next point, is to give yourself some purpose. As we get older, when we're younger, we have our life all planned out and we have these goals and we think that it's that career, it's those kids, it's that life that gives us our purpose. And then as your kids get older and they become more independent, they don't need you as much. When you're younger, you're like, oh, your kids turn 18, they leave the nest and you know, they do their own thing. But nope, 20s beyond, they still need you. But you know, it's a different need. It's not like when they were younger. When you're not like taking the kids to school every day and fixing lunches and doing all that stuff, they're out there doing their own thing. You kind of lose your purpose. I have like a lot of my purpose was wrapped up in my children and raising them. And then now they're raised, that purpose is not there anymore. So I know that one of my purposes that has always stuck with me, and I don't know, maybe because I'm empathic or a host of other things, just with my personality type, I've always wanted to just help people, and I didn't know exactly how to do that. And this YouTube thing has been nagging at me for years. Even before, like 4 or 5 years ago when I recorded my first video, I've been watching YouTube for years and wanting to do it, but not sure of myself. Comparison being a tough thing, not seeing people that look like me, that were at the same station in life, and a whole host of limiting thoughts that will keep you from following your destiny and what you're feeling called to do. But now the place that I'm at, it really has given me a renewed purpose and taking that guesswork out of how am I going to help people. I don't have to do it in some big grandiose way. Even if I don't get millions of subscribers and followers, if I can just help one person and they take away something from watching my videos, that's amazing and that's enough for me. So just for you, like if you're on the fence, it really is a good way to find some new purpose. It's something that's just for you, and I'm looking forward to finding my community, and you can find your community too if that's a reason that you would want to do it, is to find your tribe and people that you can relate to and help and inspire. And then if it grows from helping one person to helping 20 people, you just have that potential to be able to help more people. And I feel like that's always the goal, just to help as many people as you can. Then another reason to start, and also just getting rid of those self-limiting thoughts, is it's never too late to start. And then always just keeping that in mind. Like, we're in this era of TikTok. Me at my big age, I don't really care for TikTok. I really only look at TikTok if my daughter sends me stuff. Other than that, I don't really get on there. But I find as an older person that I want more. I really do like to consume more long form content. And I know if I like to consume that, then there's gotta be somebody else. I'm not the only person in the world that wants more long form content. I just want content that's a little bit more meaningful and more in depth. And you know, it helps me. Like when you're working, I work a desk job, and when I'm sitting there working, I love to have a YouTube video playing where I'm consuming some content from a creator that I like. Saturday morning, I'm up cleaning the house. I like to turn on a video and just listen to it as I'm going along, or if I'm working out. I don't want to just keep on TikTok trying to find quick doses of videos to look at. I really like to just find a good video that is discussing something that I'm interested in, and being able to just vibe out to that, whether I'm working or walking on the treadmill or the walking pad. We don't have to feel pressured into conforming to this whole quick dose TikTok era. I know there are people out there that want that same type of content as well. If you're interested in doing long form content, then YouTube is a great place. Then another why you should just go ahead and start that YouTube channel if you're over 40 is, what do you have to lose? We put so much pressure on ourselves to do the right thing, to do things at the right time, and to be perfect. Where I'm at in life, I'm just like, just do it. Like, who cares? What have you got to lose? The worst that can happen is it doesn't work out, and that's fine. At least you will never wonder what could have been, or the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You did it, you tried it, it didn't work out, and then you can move on and pivot instead of having those regrets. And then also just having that patience, and patience is a struggle for me. I'll be the first to admit that patience is not my virtue, and I am a work in progress, and I'm working on it right now. But I'm trying to just lean more into embracing the journey, learning the lessons, and evolving in that way instead of putting that pressure on myself to be perfect, and just knowing that I'm going to get better as I go along. As long as I keep showing up, then there's no place for me to go but up. So why not? And then when you just think about it, very few things in the end matter anyway. You're not going to take it with you. What matters today is probably not going to be the same thing that matters tomorrow. So just live your life. Live your life. Do what you want to do. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone stop you. Just do what makes you feel good and makes you feel fulfilled, and is fulfilling your purpose and just moving you closer to who you want to be in the life that you want to have. And that's all that matters. And I recently read this book, and I'll link it in the description. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Manson. The title is like misleading because it will make you think it's just about not caring about anything, and it's not. It's about having a certain allotment of, you know, what you're going to care about. If you care about everything, you're not going to have much to give to yourself and to sustain yourself and give yourself that energy. And it's about loss and learning how to cope with loss, and just really focusing your energy on the things that matter. And there's that saying that the things that matter matter, and the things that don't. So don't put that pressure on yourself to sit up there and care about everything, because it's not realistic. I was reading something and it said, no one thinks about you as much as you think about yourself. So I feel like a lot of times we put all this pressure on ourselves, and it's really just us. Like, no one cares. It's like nobody cares. If one thing that, going back, that I've learned is that in the end, just do what you want to do. This last part, it's not about a why, but I just wanted to just impart something that I needed to hear, because we get into that perfectionist mode and we think we have to have the perfect camera, we have to have the perfect lighting, we have to have all of these things before we start. When I posted my first videos, I was recording on my iPhone. Right now I'm on a Canon camera, and I don't even think the quality is any better than what I did on my iPhone. I had a small little lavalier microphone that cost me like 20 bucks on Amazon, so you don't need a bunch of fancy equipment. I have these blind marks, which I should have lifted up, and I'm just not thinking about it. I'm just using the sun right now as my light and my camera, and I'm just talking to you, and that's all you need. The most important thing is that you start. And from what I hear from all the other YouTubers is, as you grow, you'll find your people. Then you can start thinking about other equipment and doing more of the fancy things. You don't have to be tech savvy. There's so many videos on YouTube that will show you how to record from a camera, your phone, whatever you have. I'll put like all the equipment that I use in the description. I know we overcomplicate things in our minds, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm still a work in progress. I'm not where I want to be right now, but I'm taking the steps to start. So let me know in the comments if you plan on starting your YouTube channel anytime soon, or if you're like me and you have a channel but you're gonna revive it. And if you found any value in this video, please like and give a thumbs up and do all the things, follow, and thank you for watching. Bye.